Wow, that's gorgeous. Here, flip around. There you go.
So we're starting our day off at one of the most iconic places here in Sydney, Australia. The Opera House.
Is that what that is?
That's what that is. We're about to hop in here and do an Opera House tour, which happens daily. Highly recommend doing this. If you haven't put it on your list, go ahead and do so now. We'll show you why. The tour itself is just something you really need to do in order to kind of understand the history, the design aspect of it. Yes, it is one of the most iconic buildings in Australia and possibly in the world. Now this features 8 concert halls. It is actually the largest performing arts center in the world.
Wow, isn't that neat?
And it was also built in 1973, so 2023 actually marks the 50th anniversary of it. And lo and behold, it's the same year that Queen Elizabeth died, who was the person who opened this, and the building was dedicated to her husband, Philip.
Philippe.
And if you're not watching The Crown,
You need to check that out.
Watch that. Very cool. A lot of really fun history about this building. In fact, the actual structure of the building was really fascinating. It scared me.
Got a dog back there barking. So, why was it built the way that it was built?
One for acoustic purposes, but also because they wanted to design something that would really stand out here at the point. The reason it was built here at Bennelong Point was because it was actually a tribal point, something the Aboriginal people used for celebrations and ceremonies. So they wanted to continue that in efforts to prolong the celebrations of the Indigenous people to Australia. I thought this place was going to be white, and it's not. It's actually this yellowish white tile, and it's a self-cleaning tile. It's really cool to see up close.
It's only a very small amount that they've...
14. Every year they check each tile by tapping on it.
They've only ever had to change 14 out from the day that it was born. Yeah.
50 years ago.
50 years ago.
That's nuts.
That's impressive. Impressive. And that was a lovely little tour. Definitely, as we said before, make sure you come and do this one. I really enjoyed it. It's a beautiful building. We're coming back here later tonight to see.
We're watching Circus 1903. We have a lot of options to choose from, but not a lot of days to choose from because we are here over New Year. We're heading back to the hotel.
And then?
We're gonna chill for a bit, find some dinner, then we gotta come back here for our show.
Our show's at 7, so we're both super jet lagged. 17-hour flight from Houston, direct, not first class. Recommend first class if you can afford it, or if you can get it, or if you can trick somebody into changing your seats.
Or use points.
Yeah, it's worth it. Just got back to the room. And this is feeling very reminiscent of Korea, where all the different activities of the day are separated by a cold shower. Just a rinse, but yeah, it's right around 80 degrees out there, and we're right on the coast. Super humid. I've already sweated.
Sweat.
I've already sweat through 2 pairs of socks. We're both kind of wrecked already. This one, oh, awesome. This one's over here, about to pass out. You yawned like 6 times.
I have yawned twice.
Jet lag is hitting hard. We got a show tonight.
I feel like you were making up lies about me.
I'm not.
I'm not jet lagged.
Tell the camera.
I am not jet lagged. So our plan to go see a show fell through because when I purchased the tickets, I purchased 2 tickets for the tour and 2 tickets for the show this evening for Circus 1903. Come to find out, I only had 1 ticket, so we didn't get to go to the show.
But number 1, I didn't have to sit through a show, and number 2, Saw some big ass bats.
Which?
I didn't know we were gonna see big bats. If we were sitting in a show right now, we wouldn't have known that.
That is valid, because we didn't go to the show. We now found out that there are bats in Sydney, which is crazy.
Fruit bats? Or...
They're called fox bats.
Well, they're
and they're massive.
Humongous. 10, 15, 20 pounds, something like that.
And they're just hanging out in the Royal Botanical Gardens, which is just in front of our hotel.
So tomorrow, we have plans for the morning. Someone's surfing. But tomorrow evening, we'll be spending again out here, do a little walk. I'll bring the big camera, and we'll see if we can't spot some bats and get some up closes and see their little fruit eating.
Good morning. It is super bright this morning as we have the sun coming right through our window. And we are headed off to Bondi Beach for a surf lesson. So let's get to it.
So Nicole's over there getting herself all squared away with the paperwork and I guess signing her life away just in case she gets eaten by a shark. I brought my belt and my first aid kit so that way if a shark bites, I'm ready for a tourniquet. Just joking. There's so many people at this beach. Very unlikely. Although, and she doesn't know this, I read this morning, there was a shark attack that happened just south of us, several hundred miles south of us. But a 15-year-old unfortunately died while surfing. It does happen from time to time, but we'll cross our fingers and hope that she makes that out of this one safe. It seems like this is a very big surf community, so lots of people out here all the time. Probably not a whole lot to worry about, but she is taking surfing lessons this morning. She's been pretty stoked about it for the last couple of days, and I'm proud of her. And I'm gonna get some photos, and hopefully I'll get some decent footage of her up on the board, killing it, and not of her getting attacked by a shark. So you got your wetsuit.
I'm on my wetsuit.
And your coffee.
Can't leave without it. I've only had 3 sips at this point.
You better
really.
suck it down because you're gonna have to throw it away soon.
No.
Are you excited?
This wetsuit's already wet.
It's damp.
No, it's wet.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be wet to get into it, right?
It's just beach. Everywhere, it's just beach.
You know, surfer's not even my job.
I know.
And it is not lifeguard, which is a common misconception.
Very common.
Yeah, because actually my job, it's just beach.
Right. And I'm excited. I haven't been on a surfboard for like 23 years.
Why?
Because we don't beach.
We don't surf.
We don't beach.
Don't throw me this. You can go beach without me.
Nah. We go in Galveston?
Why? Just because the waves are no good?
One, they're much smaller, which is probably what we're going to be on today, but no. The water in Galveston is
Poopy.
gross. Although people would confess that it is bio-friendly and very healthy. One side he goes, Vinny, if you're wearing any jewelry, it falls off. It's lost forever. Oh well.
For a seagull who's lost his leg. Spare chippies.
How'd you lose your leg?
It was bitten off by a shark.
Oh, and it only took one leg.
Yeah, well, I fought it off, didn't I? So,
How'd you fight off a shark?
well, I just pecked at him and he left me alone.
Wait, how big was the shark?
He was massive, all right? Do you have any chippies or not?
No.
Oh, then piss off. What a waste of time.
Is that fun?
Yeah, that was fun.
Are you tired?
A little bit. My hips are so tight.
Yeah?
Yeah, and my zipper is already halfway down. So I told you, so much water just like rushed through my suit. It just felt like my swimsuit was like inside.
Would recommend?
Highly recommend. A lot of fun. The only thing I will say is that we did not learn how to paddle, and I feel like in order for most people to proficiently learn how to surf, you need to learn the skill of paddling, especially in like choppy waves like this, because that is the hardest part. Popping up, yes, hard. Paddling, harder.
What is the problem? Just finished up with this experience. That was a lot of fun, at least for one of us. No, I had a lot of fun. I got a lot of good footage. I hope you enjoyed that as well.
And if you are in the Sydney area, come down to Bondi Beach and visit Let's Go Surfing.
Yeah. Not only that, but it's like jamming. I mean, the beach is wonderful. The water is nice this time of year.
And it's 9:30 in the morning. It's starting to get hot.
Yeah, it's starting to get real warm. The water is feeling great. Let's go.
Let's go to Brekkie.
Yeah, we got a good recommendation for Brekkie, so Brekkie, that's Australian for breakfast. Australian for breakfast.
Made it to Brekkie at this place called the Depot. I have the rainbow bowl. I also ordered a toast with Vegemite, jam, and honey, just in case.
Well, that reminds me, did you... It's a croissant with burrata and eggs. Burrata scramble, and I'm a sissy when it comes to chili, so chili on the side.
I thought it might be on a DVD.
For good reason. Holy shit.
This is my second time ever trying Vegemite. And I don't remember how I felt about it the first time, other than it was really salty and I wasn't a fan. But I was also 16.
Yes, I can, which is why it makes me absolutely certain they don't know what they're doing.
It's really salty, but I don't hate it.
Where you have Dale's eggs, it's almost like
I've always been told a little goes a long way.
you know, something happens.
I think that's excellent. Super salty,
Dale scored egg,
kind of a umami quality.
meaning machine.
Yeah, I could eat a lot of that. Well, this doesn't look all that promising. Looks like they have a lap pool, and we were wanting to lounge.
Yeah.
So we're gonna walk on past it and see what else is going on. No real plan at this point. No, it's a very touristy area.
So this is the edge of the Icebergs area. You can pay $10 to get in to go swim if you'd like to. But again, it's just a lap pool. I thought it was somewhere cool to just hang out and lounge. There is a cool little pathway that walks all the way down. It's a fun scenic view. But we're gonna go back, hang out at the beach for a little bit and just relax for the day. And then we're gonna go get lunch.
I'm already starting to burn, and let's just say that I've got to find some shade and stay in the shade. Otherwise, I'm gonna be crispy. Well, that was an epic fail in the water. I didn't change into my bathing suit. So I got sand all in my pockets, wet underwear, and I lost my goggles. Ay, ay, ay.
Bondi is Australia's most famous beach with over 1 kilometer of pristine sands. It's an amazing place for surfers, and you'll love the laid-back atmosphere, friendly locals, as well as shopping and food scene. Plus, it's only a short 20-minute drive from Sydney. And unlike other beaches, Bondi is open year-round.
This is the place, yeah? I did.
That's good.
On the bill, just tell them at the end, or?
Yeah, just call me when you guys are ready.
Okay, thank you so much.
Alright. No worries.
So she had to go and make a special thing for me where they don't normally do that, because some of the stuff is possible that it's cross-contaminated, same knife, or just sitting in and touching the same thing. I'm allergic to shellfish, so this is a little toro, a little fatty tuna, and I'm not sure what's on top.
Some kind of like egg of some kind. Is it popping in your mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
And fishy. Which makes me nervous, but we just talked about a shellfish allergy, so hopefully.
Don't worry, we did bring the EpiPen just in case.
I'm not trying to stab myself in the side though. A little wasabi because, you know.
Why would you have opened that with your mouth?
That is so good. It's so fatty, it almost tastes like it has mayonnaise on it.
I've never seen this before. I'm gonna have to pick this up so I can show you. It's called a sushi sandwich. It's got tuna and salmon and avocado. So good.
So good. What was the name of that place?
I think it's Get Sashimi.
Get Sashimi. Really, really good. I don't think they make special stuff for everybody, but I'm special. They made special stuff for me.
It says, the rocks push. In the late 19th century, the rocks consisted of middle and working class people, generally of Irish, European, and Chinese descent. Gangs of local thugs, known as the Rock Push, influenced public perception of the area. Laneways such as the Suez Canal were to be avoided. This alleyway is called the Suez Canal.
The Suez Canal.
Yeah, so this specific alleyway was to be avoided
Because of
the rocks push.
interesting.
Here in the Rocks, it's well known for shopping, food, and access to the Sydney Harbour Bridge. It's also named after the rocky peninsula where the convicts and their guards first stepped ashore in Sydney and made camp.
Come to really enjoy little cities that have old structures or bridges or buildings, castles, all those kind of things. And from different parts of the city, just walking around, you get to see different perspectives of that object. It's one of my favorite things about having to walk around. Another great point of view. Hey! All on camera too. I was just asking Nicole if I could get a pretty picture of her.
There's nothing pretty happening here. It's just so windy. Don't wear a dress while walking on the bridge. Bad idea. Of course, it's like the windiest days. Yeah, I can't do anything. I can't let go of anything because literally everything is showing. Everything. It's a good thing I'm wearing like this brief underwear, but they are like neutral colored, so it does look like a black.
Hey, just thinks they're getting a show.
Oh, everyone thinks they're getting a show.
Hey, do you want another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know how much it was?
No, I have no idea. I didn't get a receipt afterwards.
Okay. Well, I was gonna pay cash, but you haven't seen the money yet. Would you like to see the money?
Yeah, let's see the money.
Alright, so tens. This is so weird. This is the second time we've had a clear bill. We have a 100, also clear. Super weird. That's all we got. And then, but that's it. That's all I really got. A little bit. But the one that, so the girl in front of me had dropped like a whole bunch of change. And one of the coins is like a scalloped edge on it. That's
Queen
crazy.
Elizabeth. Yeah.
Interesting. It has a platypus on it.
So we, throughout all of the seasons, we've watched pretty much all of them. The Crown. We've mentioned it a couple of times throughout this little adventure here in Australia, but yeah, Queen Elizabeth. When did Australia get its independence from British rule? 1986. What's that coin? What's the date on the coin?
2002.
2002. Weird.
The better question is, why is Queen Elizabeth still on the coins in Australia, even after 1986?
If you know the answer to that, make sure you leave it down in the comments.
The question is, why is she on every coin? It says that her portrait has been represented in every Australian banknote series since her coronation, reflecting Australia's constitutional monarchy. Whilst the graphic design, technological features, security elements, and narrative themes behind Australia's banknotes have evolved significantly throughout that period, the Queen's portrait on Australia's currency has been a thread of continuity woven through the 7 decades. I still can't find out when it started, why it continued after their independence.
Yeah, 86, I mean, that's 38 years.
37, depending on what month.
True.
Don't try and age me.
It's a very controversial date for us.
Us. Hey, look, I'm proud to be 36, almost 37.
And I'm happy to be almost 40. Why is that so funny?
Because I still got 3 years. And Queen Elizabeth has been featured on many banknotes across the world. Her earliest was in 1935 when she was 9 years old in Canada.
It's interesting to me because we watched that entire show. Once again, The Crown, must watch, go for it, Netflix. But she seems like she is really loved throughout all of her life, and she really made it a point. At least, and we've wondered this several times over, whether the show depicted real life or if it was embellished for her. But it seems like most of the regions in the world where she's made a impression been for the positive. So. Guys, thanks so much for coming along on this adventure as we explore all that Sydney, Australia has to offer. Make sure you come back next week as we go through the pains of traveling on another continent. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.